Hi and welcome to another episode of Toby's Barbecue Corner. Today we're making homemade spaghetti with black tiger prawns in the Dutch oven lid on my Atago. Now what you need for it and how to do it, I'm going to show you in this episode. And this is what we need for today. Now obviously we need some spaghetti, and this is freshly made spaghetti dough. You need some black tiger prawns, you need some cherry tomatoes, you need a red onion, a bio lemon, you need a couple cloves of garlic, a few bay leaves, some olive oil, salt and pepper, quite a few basil leaves, obviously to give it that Italian touch. And on top of it, obviously you want to have your favorite Italian herb mixture as well as some garlic butter. Now what you want to do is you want to start off with your black tiger prawns, and what you want to do is preferably get them raw, simply because I personally find they taste a lot better when they're raw, not already pre-cooked. And also you want to make sure that the intestines here on the back have been taken out. So luckily my fishmonger already had some great quality available, so they were fresh, never frozen. So if you can, go for that. And then you're just going to add about 1.5 teaspoons of your favorite herb mixture. Now, as I said, I prefer to really give it that very strong Italian twist. And then you put a little bit of olive oil over it to work as a binder. And then we're going to give that a good stir, make sure everything's nicely coated. And then we're going to put them back in the fridge until we need them later on. If you've seen some of my videos, I like to get the cutting out of the way prior to actually cooking. So what you want to do with your cherry tomatoes, you just want to halve them and then again put them in a bowl. And we're going to mix them up later on together with the prawns as well as the homemade spaghetti in the lid of my Dutch oven. Now with the basil, what I like to do, I like to chop it up a little bit. Obviously you can tear it up as well if you like. I just prefer to have it chopped up. You don't have to go overly fine on it. You know, just whatever you prefer. With the onion as well as the garlic, fairly simple. Obviously you peel and then you just chop it up. And with the garlic as well, obviously go as fine or as coarse as you like. And then last but not least, you want the zest of one bio lemon. And obviously, yeah, make sure it is a bio lemon because you don't want to eat any of these pesticides that they tend to spray the other lemons with. And also stay fairly on the top, don't go too far into the white stuff because that tends to be a bit bitter. So just be a bit careful. Now, depending on how much pasta dough you've made, you might have to separate it in individual little balls. And what you then want to do is you always want to make sure that you have sufficient flour on them so they don't dry out. And then you go from setting 1 through to setting 4 or 5. You know, depending on how fine you want your pasta. You make sure you always put a little bit of flour on it, fold it, and give it another go. Now that you've rolled your dough out nice and thin, add a little bit more flour to the top, and then we're going to use this attachment that makes the actual spaghetti. So what you want to do is very gently lift it up, and then you can select if you want to have them a bit wider or very thin. We're going to go for the wider ones today. And you just go through just like that, very gentle. Make sure it doesn't tear. And when they come out at the bottom, support them. You know, don't leave them alone. There we go. And then what you want to do is you want to take some form of form, like a kitchen form, put some flour down, you know, spread them about, Make sure that we cover them later on with a cloth, because obviously we don't want them to get dry, and then you can get on with the second set of dough. Right, we're done with the pasta, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cover it with a cloth and also make sure that you have enough flour down. So cover it with a cloth, set it to the side, preferably in a shaded spot so it doesn't dry out, and then we'll put it in boiling hot water in just a little while. I've set up the Atago with 15 charcoal briquettes, and because I need some help, Leopold is going to light them, so go ahead. Very good. Okay, we're going to let that come up to temperature, and then we're going to use the lid of my Dutch oven. The lid is nice and hot, so we're going to add some olive oil. And then we're going to add in the garlic as well as our red onion. And give them a bit of a sear. About 2 minutes later, the garlic as well as the onion have the consistency we're looking for, so we're going to add in our prawns, and they've coated themselves nicely in that lovely Italian flavor. We're going to put that in, as well as the bay leaf, and then we're going to cook that for about 5 minutes. As I had the feeling that the onions and the garlic was getting a bit too much color, I now decided to put it on the grill roast, simply giving them a bit more space from the coals, and therefore, you know, slowing down the cooking process a little bit. But I think the prawns are already looking fantastic and it smells delicious. 5 minutes are up, and we're going to add in our little cherry tomatoes. We're going to remove the bay leaf, so make sure you get them all. So 1, 2, and let's find the third one. There we go, hidden underneath all the lovely garlic and onion. So all 3. So we're going to remove that and continue cooking for another couple of minutes. Meanwhile, the pasta is already cooking away, and we're going to now add the lemon zest to it, and that will give us a ton of flavor as well. I'm going to give that a bit of a stir, make sure it's spread nice and even everywhere. I'm going to let that cook for another 2 minutes. I'm going to add in a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm going to add in half of the cut up basil that we had done earlier. The pasta should be ready any minute now, so we're going to put about 2 tablespoons of the garlic butter in there. Let all of that melt, and then I'll see you when we prepare the plate. Right, the pasta is ready, the prawns are ready, so what I decided to do, we're actually going to put the pasta in with our prawns and give that a good mix. And for the finishing touch, just the rest of the basil on top, and then we're gonna dig in. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video about the homemade spaghetti with the garlic prawns. Now they were super delicious, came out really great. And even though initially I was a bit worried that the garlic as well as the red onion got a bit too much color, yeah, that wasn't the case, so it was really, really delicious. If you did enjoy the video, I would appreciate a comment and a thumbs up, and please head over to that subscribe button for more great videos to come, and I hope to see you soon again at Toby's Barbecue Corner.